506 Alaric Roman II, King of the Visigoths, promulgates the Lex Romania Visigothorum, or Breviary of Alaric, a collection of Roman law. 962 Pope John Roman XII crowns German King Otto the Great Emperor. In 1119 Guido di Borgogna elected Pope Callistus II. In 1141 Battle of Lincoln, English King Stephen captured by forces loyal to Empress Matilda and commanded by Robert I, Earl of Gloucester. In 1349 by the state, at least 200 people a day were being buried in London as a result of the Black Death. In 1461 Battle of Mortimer-s Cross, in a major battle of the War of the Roses Yorkist army of Edward, Earl of March, defeats Lancaster force led by Jasper Tudor. In 1536 Pedro de Mendoza founds Argentine city of Buenos Aires. In 1540, two Portuguese under Christovão da Gama capture a Muslim-occupied hill fort in northern Ethiopia in the Battle of Baçente. In 1550 Edward Seymour, Duke of Somerset and former Lord Protector, is freed from the Tower of London. In 1602 first recorded performance of William Shakespeare's comedy play Twelfth Night, to celebrate Candlemas in the Middle Temple Hall. London Diary of John Manningham. In 1633 M Rossi's opera Erminia sul Giordano premieres in Rome. In 1637 Zoruler's LMS Impropio Verdugo Para Las premieres in Madrid. In 1653 New Amsterdam becomes a city, later renamed New York City. In 1654 Dutch tragedy Lucifer by Joost van den Vondel, and regarded as his masterpiece, premieres in Amsterdam, banned 3 days later. In 1714 Nicholas Rowe's play The Tragedy of Jane Shore premieres in London. In 1732 King Frederik Willem I moves Lutherans towards East-Prussia Artaxerxes. 1762 Thomas Arne's opera Artaxerxes premieres at the Theatre Royal, Covent Garden in London, England. In 1787 Arthur St. Clair is elected the 9th President of the Continental Congress under the Articles of Confederation. Haydn's 102nd Symphony 1795 Joseph Haydn's 102nd Symphony in B premieres at the King's Theatre in London, England. In 1798 Federal St. Theatre, Boston, becomes first in US destroyed by fire. 1802 First leopard exhibited in US, Boston, admission 25 cents. In 1811 Russian settlers establish Ft. Ross trading post, north of San Francisco Semiramide. 1823 Gioachino Rossini's opera Semiramide first performed at La Fenice in Venice, Lombardo-Venetian Kingdom. In 1829 madman Jonathan Martin sets York Cathedral on fire, does 60,000 damage. In 1843 US-British settlers in Oregon Country choose government committee. 1848 first Chinese immigrants arrive by boat in San Francisco, California. In 1848 Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo ends the Mexican-American War. Mexico loses 55% of its territory to the US, including California, Nevada, and Utah in exchange for $15 million. 1852 First British public men's toilet opens in Fleet St. London. In 1852 Alexander Dumas Jr.'s play, an adaptation of his novel La Dame aux Cameliers premieres in Paris. In 1854 Pope Pius Roman IX encyclical on persecution of Armenians. In 1861 the Organized Incorporated Territory of Nevada is created, lasting until October 31st. 1864 7th cruise of CSS Florida. In 1869 American industrialist James Oliver invents removable tempered steel plow blade. In 1870 Cardiff giant supposed petrified human proved to be gypsum. In 1876 Baseball's National League forms at the Grand Central Hotel, NYC, with teams in Boston, Chicago, Cincinnati, Hartford, Louisville, New York, Philadelphia, and St. Louis. In 1878 Greece declares war on Turkey. In 1880 SS Strathavon arrives in London with first shipment of frozen Australian mutton. In 1887 first Groundhog Day observed at Gobbler's Knob, Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. In 1888 Frank Sprague opens the first successful US electric street railway system, the Richmond Union Passenger Railway, in Richmond, Virginia. In 1892, bottle cap for beverages is patented by US inventor William Painter and is still used today. In 1892, Johnny Briggs takes a hat-trick, England v Australia, at the SCG. In 1892, longest boxing match under modern rules, 77 rounds in Namoki, Illinois, between Harry Sharp and Frank Crosby. In 1894, US warship Kearsarge wrecked on Roncador Reef, near Solomon Island. In 1899, the Australian Premiers' Conference held in Melbourne decides to locate Australia's capital Canberra, between Sydney and Melbourne. In 1900, Gustave Charpentier's opera Louise premieres at the Salle Favart, in Paris, France, performed by the Opera Comique conducted by Anne de Messagerie. In 1901, Female Army Nurse Corps established as a permanent organization. In 1901, Mexican government troops are ambushed by Yaqui Indians, 100 killed. In 1901, the US Congress passes the Army Reorganization Act, placing the minimum number of men under arms at 58,000. In 1906, Pope encyclical against separation of church-state. In 1909, Italian writer Filippo Tommaso Moranti publishes Manifesto Futurism in Paris, France. In 1912, Frederick R. Law parachutes from a Statue of Liberty stunt for Pathé. Trees. 1913, American poet Joyce Kilmer writes his famous poem Trees in Marwar, New Jersey. In 1913, NYC's Grand Central Terminal train station opens. In 1914, James Royce Hannan's musical Chamin Dhu premieres in NYC. In 1919, monarchist riot in Portugal. In 1920, France occupies German Memel territory. In 1920, Tartu-Dorpat peace treaty, USSR recognizes Estonian independence. Ulysses. 1922, James Joyce's novel Ulysses is first published by Sylvia Beach in Paris, 1,000 copies. In 1923, ethyl gasoline first marketed, Dayton, Ohio. In 1923, US signs friendship treaty with Central American countries. In 1924, International Ski Federation FIS forms. In 1924, Norway's Thorleif Horg takes the cross-country double at the Chamonix Winter Olympics when he wins the 18K event. Horg also 50K gold medalist. In 1925, Belgian episcopacy.